Here with Gentle Fritz and JJ Gruger. Do you want to go by Gruger or nobody?
It don't matter. You just said them both.
Yeah, either or. So, and we're on location of the Triple Nickel / Speakeasy?
Fritzy's.
Fritzy's Speakeasy. Oh my goodness. And we'll pan around here in a little bit and take a look at the bar and show off the upstairs, which is right now the Triple Nickel. And hopefully in the near future we're going to come back with Fritzy's Speakeasy in the works right now, and we don't want to give away any secrets just yet. It's beautiful though. It's beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to come back. So a little bit of background on you guys. You used to own the Zodiac.
Correct.
And JJ, you were always the proprietor of the Triple Nickel, and that was actually just catty corner from where we're at now.
Yep.
Unfortunately, both of those spots had to shut down. Do you guys mind talking about like kind of what led to having to kind of close down and then come together?
So right before, yeah, what are you laughing at? St. Patty's Day last year, we were told by the government we all have to close our doors, can't serve, can't, go home orders pretty much. And we sat down and held out a little while, and we didn't know what was going to happen or how long things were going to last or whatever. But
Yeah.
us personally, down at the Zodiac, like a lot of our licenses was up. We could renew our lease or we could not. There was lots of things up in the air, and we kind of responded to what we didn't know more than what we did know. We didn't know how long this was going to go, and then JJ and us kind of started talking, and I had a business partner, Christina Stone. She did not come forward with us into this, but she started to a little bit. We were all excited to do something new. We found a neat building right after deciding to shut down our businesses. We didn't want to bleed out our funds paying for something that we couldn't make any money on and then have the government take our businesses or have something else, shut us down or control us in any way. So we decided to make that choice ourselves before anything crazy happened.
Yeah.
And being in a different location, you guys are just right downtown still, and right across the street from where it used to be, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we did. Believe it or not, before COVID, we had talked about
Joining forces.
doing this anyways.
Yeah.
Both our leases were coming up, and we talked about finding better location, better everything, and maybe coming together. And COVID actually kind of made the decision easier for us. Like, we both kind of were like, "Are you really gonna do it? You guys really gonna do it?" And we made the decision, and we actually packed up, put our stuff in a storage shed together, knowing we were gonna come back together, and we would take some time off. And then about 2 months into it, this location opened up. It was brought to our attention, and we came and looked at it, and it was perfect. It's literally between our two bars,
Yeah.
and it's
The same pathways, the same area, the same just off the skirts of downtown where we can still support the seedy underbelly of the art scene.
That's right,
and
the seedy underbelly.
serve a lot of our wonderful friends and families and people that we've cared about and taken care of for 15 plus years at the Triple Nickel and 10 years at the Zodiac.
Yeah.
And now I'll have all these new people from these apartment complexes and all of the renovations that are happening downtown to tighten down everything and have a bigger, better business.
And speaking of people that been around, we have friends here even tonight, accompanying us in the background, enjoying drinks. And I was going to ask, what are we drinking here?
That looks like a beer.
Some kind of beer.
Some kind of
I mean,
yellow liquid that makes
Usually we're
me
smoking
feel
the reefer on
normal.
this show here.
it's probably a Coors.
sometimes.
A Coors. But yeah, man, I'm definitely digging it. And me and Robbie have been excited to come down, and we want to see the future of Colorado Springs still striving. We're still out there, and you know what? I'm gonna try and drink this beer, man. I don't drink that much beer.
I don't drink any.
I got Irish on the gut, bro, and I don't even drink.
You should get a whiskey then.
I should.
Get him a whiskey.
I do. I have a shot glass for you guys.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna gift the 555.
We just got streaked.
We did.
Oh man,
That's the truth, man.
that's a cameo of future interview right there.
Oh, yeah.
We're not gonna name names yet.
Quit naming names, bro.
Unless he
You're
wants
not
us to
D-words
name
and everything.
names.
Anybody watching ain't gonna realize who just did that.
Yeah.
Delicious.
nobody.
There can be only one.
Well, yeah, it's funny how
Yes.
things have been very linear, almost in everyone's life. Almost everything has come with like, yeah, it's maybe we do need to take a break. Maybe we don't need to go on vacation. Maybe we need to sit with the kids and maybe learn a little bit, or even just take a breath.
Reinvent ourselves,
you know?
even like
Yeah.
like here
Yeah.
today. Like, I mean, you guys together built, these bars, even some of the furniture here. Like, it's amazing, and you can definitely see there's a lot of love and attentiveness to detail, wanting to capture a certain feeling or nostalgia, and it's really nice, man. I really dig. I like, especially, like, I mean, the nickel, like, is the nickel, and then seeing downstairs was like also stepping into a whole nother world. Like, it's so cool to see these two worlds colliding in the same location. And I don't know, was that like an intention of
Absolutely. I love the suspension of disbelief. One thing that I liked to do at the Zodiac was to keep not a lot of things that kept it modern, where you could be at a punk show in the 80s, you could be in 1930s Berlin, you could be, and I wanted to bring that along with us, and we had a little bit more of a clean slate to create something from the start. So I think it even exuberates that feeling of like maybe being a little more normal, and then maybe you go downstairs and it could be otherworldly, or whatever events we do have, it gives us the capability to have control over the environment to another degree or something, so that you are immersed in the art of the show, the vibe of what's going on.
Yeah.
And then if you're not into it or whatever, you can come back up and it'll still be like
I think
a beautiful vibe of the triple nickel, the 555, and just
And
comfortable.
we jumped into this like obviously no huge plan, and it just kind of created itself. I mean, like, we knew what we wanted to do, but we didn't know how it was going to get there. And just as the process go, like, when people do see the downstairs, it took on a life of itself. But even up here, trying to maybe doing something a little different, kind of keeping some kind of same vibe, but it just, after it was all said and done and built, and we finally opened, I sat on that bar stool and I was just like, took a deep breath, and I felt like I was at the nickel. Like, I'm just like, if your back's turned and you're just looking at it, it's just like,
it's
like I built
home.
what I know, even though we were trying to do something different, which it is, but it's a lot of the same too.
It's evolved and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just melded with the times, and like you said, a bar is a place that you want to come to and recognize, and a bar is local.
I felt-
and that's awesome, man. That's freaking awesome, dude. And I'd like to cheers to you guys, seriously.
Yeah.
To the nickel, man.
to the nickel
For life.
and the speakeasy also.
Speak easy. The underbelly.
Fritzy speakeasy.
I like that.
It will be an exciting
Definitely.
adventure.
I'm gonna
That's
go get
for
that.
sure.
I'm gonna get a shot glass. Hold on.
like how he was saying, and I don't mean any negativity about saying the nickel is the nickel. I mean, the nickel is like, in my reality, I'd say is like the Cheers bar, where they got the fucking music that you love, and the people that you know, and fucking everybody knows your name, and that song starts playing,
Absolutely. And that's what I always wanted. Like, I've never, we went through our ups and downs, our changes over the years. I mean, we've had lots of trying things where, I had to, at one point I was bigger, I had to downgrade, upgrade, downgrade, and but that's all I ever wanted, was just a local watering hole. Like, I wanted that Cheers aspect, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think I got it. I mean, even to this day, like I said, people come in and it's family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had people approach me of wanting to do certain things, change this. You can make way more money if you do this at your bar. And I'm like, I don't want to do that at my bar. I'd rather make less money and put a quarter in that jukebox and hear that, the song I've heard 1,000 times.
Absolutely.
That was always my intention. But
That's good though, and people, I think people long for that kind of nostalgia,
Yeah.
And I actually felt the same way about going to the Zodiac, seeing the same bouncers and the same sound engineers and stuff like that, and the same friends.
We were a family, and I absolutely feel like we've just made our family bigger, and even near over the years, and we used to, mess with each other. We were kind of competition, kind of scrappy. I felt like the girlie pulled my pigtails, and I'd be like, "Fuck you, let's go." We'd joke around about West Side Story, meeting down the Sharks and the Jets, and going to brawls in the streets, and had a playful competitiveness and a joyful, and got our customers involved, and shared and passed messages between people who would come back and forth, and shared friends and family, and now it's just even bigger and more of that. So
we've always had, I would at least in both crowds, there's a 75% crossover. And you know what I mean? Anybody that was there was here, this and that. And even though we were totally different, we were the same. Like the Nickel had burlesque shows. The Zodiac's known for burlesque shows. We were known for punk rock shows, but there were punk rock shows on there was a lot of crossover. As much as we were different, we were more the same, and we were both very family oriented, and not just relative, just customers, people, friends that were really, close knit. And to do this together, to see that kind of come together, it's been awesome. Between employees, friends. And I'm sure there's going to be people, there's going to be Nickel people that'll be like, oh, it's not the same. There'll be Zodiac people that it's not the same,
Yeah.
They're going to see me at the bar doing my stupid shit that I always do, and they'll be like, whatever. But it's...
I think for me, coming from both worlds, Addison, you've been to both too.
Yes, I have. I didn't say that both establishments were awesome, and they definitely lay a line in Colorado Springs history for sure, and the music scene and whatnot.
Oh, absolutely.
But this location here, I like it because it flows feng shui, and even how you guys have melded your two worlds is perfect.
I think coming from both, when I got into the music scene doing solo acts, I went to the Zodiac's open mic, and
we're
then
still gonna keep the flavor of that open mic.
And
Can't wait till we
as
can.
soon as we can have it, it will happen.
yeah, and right from the open mic, Jacob, he was like, "Go do the open mic at Zodiac, and then if you do good, you can come back and you can play shows at the Nickel." And so like going through that, and then the amount of effort you could see that both venues were trying to put forward, where there would be nights where you're like, fuck man, are you going to the Zodiac or are you going to the Nickel? And you're like, dude, I'm probably gonna end up going to both of them.
Yeah, it's a stumbling distance between
It
both.
was good to do both.
And now it's even closer. You're just here, and you
Right down the
Oh,
stairs.
yeah, you
right
could
down the stairs.
Right down the stairs.
Hey, one rule: you don't talk about Fight Club.
And that's what's awesome about this. We're coming together, but there's also two worlds in the same scene. I don't know how to explain it. Like there could be a punk rock show up here and a burlesque show going on down there at the same time. You could be playing an acoustic show up here and a metal show going down there at the same time. There's like I said, endless possibility. It's
so cool.
It's awesome because
And
we both did both. Some more than others, but now it's going to happen at the same time, and there's no defining not one thing's going to go on downstairs, not one thing's going to go on up here. It's going to be a melding of everything, I guess.
We've got the experience of all the years and kind of getting a fresh, clean slate. It's funny that this place was called Blank Canvas when we moved
That's
in, because
hilarious.
it's not gonna. We're stamping this shit and marking it with all of our territory, everything short of peeing on the floor. It is. The flavor is so both of our bars immediately, and then we get the
Already
opportunity to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Then we get the opportunity to bring the best of what we did do and to continue supporting small acts and locals and do the things that we love to support the underbelly, but we can also even maybe do a better job because we can create revenue with something up here and then continue to do kids karaoke and do really some interesting strange things downstairs, that we can still do both things and keep people happy for what they know and what they understand, and then be able to change things and go into different immersive events downstairs. I think we can do dinner theaters. We
That'd
can
be
still
so
do the goth nights and different themed parties where once you show up, you're involved in it from head to toe,
Yeah.
and it's
Murder
part of it.
mysteries.
I remember stumbling into goth nights at the Underground, like before I was like, I knew like that I liked punk music or like any sort of alternative, like, and I was like, I was from Littleton, Colorado, and I'd never been like really exposed to anything like that, and then like to see the like the punk scene growing from there even, and like goth and that's just like you guys are just that a part of that history now, and it's so like it's an absolute honor to be able to sit down and talk with you guys right now.
It's been a sense of pride to guide young performers and things too, like, you know, hey, you can try yourself out, you can try out your act, you can try out your band here, and this is when you go and you want to tour, like you could get that information at, say, the open mics, or talking to a seasoned performer that's toured, and figure out how you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to work with your bands. And both of our bars have always guided people to be like, hey, call these people when you go to Fort Collins, hook up with this is what you need to know, you guys need to work on this or something, and like give you that step up, you know, from like I said, having little kids trying to learn to read with the spotlights in their eyes and they're on stage for the first time, to having young people who just got out of their parents' garage, to having, you know, metal bands from Europe come over and be like, this place is great, you know, and
absolutely, and both coming from those scenes, and like I said, you mentioned the Underground. I played my first show there in '92.
Me
you know,
too,
like
it was
like
2000.
Yeah,
2000.
And, like
2000.
coming from those scenes, and both our places. That's what's great about them. You could play a show there on a Friday, on a Tuesday night. You could play a show and see someone, and there could be 5 people there, and it could be the best show you ever saw.
Yeah.
But you could also see a quasi-famous band play there, whatever, 100 people, 5 people. It didn't matter. Like it was like
Underground was.
it was all about the experience.
Yep.
Whether there's 150 people there or 5 people there.
There was a-
Tuesday night, Saturday night, it didn't matter.
Not to interrupt, but it's exciting to hear that the connections, because like the Underground has a deep setting with me. I mean, you had the bar in the back, and we had a show on Halloween one time. And it was completely packed, and like you had a catwalk and go down there and you'd play like what was like an old crematorium almost, and like you'd have metal shows there, and it would be just perfect. And I kind of see that what's going on here. Seriously, it sets the mood and tone.
I hope so.
I hope to see some shows go down here. Hopefully, we see some
shows will go down here.
some Willie Nelson style
It's gonna go
grindage up
down.
here, and maybe some.
yeah.
I don't know, Lenny Kravitz. I'll tell Lenny Kravitz come crush on it.
And I love it.
You just want to get
Come on, those are
stoned.
the best bands.
You just want to get stoned right now.
No, I want to hear the
know,
nobodies.
we're not
I want to
your
hear the
usual
nobodies,
guys.
and I want to drink some liquor. And
You just threw Lenny Kravitz out of nowhere.
hey, it's a running
Lisa
joke.
When have
Bonet
we
is
ever-
awesome.
I used to be in
don't get me
Hoobastank,
wrong.
right? Don't make fun.
All right.
Riverside.
But we will do it, and your imaginations are your limits. Like I love it. Can't get weird enough. It can't get far enough, and we can support so many different
yes, it-
events.
yes, it can.
No, I can't. Like let's go.
No, and like
Let's
being
make some weird shit happen.
Oh, it's been happening.
So I'm going to give you this
yeah.
gift. We'll take a shot out of it. But yeah, from our sponsor. It's a Canna Boutique shot glass, and I'll keep it up there. It's a gift.
Nice.
You know, my cousin
Should I
runs
put
that
it here?
place.
yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
a film
Thank
crew?
you,
Am I
cousin.
getting zoomed in? Is something happening?
We have a cool other camera on this other thing we do.
Can I get camera 2 on this
called
over
the
here?
dad cam, but we don't have it.
We got to get the money for camera too.
Hey, out there, we need a little bit
I
of
watch a
help.
lot of Sports
Truthfully,
Center, so I
I've
know
been
how
having
to
a lot of trouble
look over
setting
here.
it up for some
Our
reason.
GoPro is acting
Other-
stupid. So GoPro guys out
Been
there.
giving me a lot of trouble, so
Smoker Joe's gonna.
I've been trying. and
You're
trying
working the
and
hardest
trying,
tonight.
but-
You are.
Yeah,
he's
Joe's
the director.
busting
We
his ass.
appreciate you,
He's-
Joe.
His production is phenomenal. But
Yeah, I tried.
we've been trying to get that GoPro to work.
What
We
else
think
do
it's
you want to
something.
know? What else would you
Well,
like to hear? Like we're excited.
Where'd you
It's-
get that hat? That's what
The hat's got its own story that would take 2 podcasts
Kravitz.
to talk about at
Hey,
least.
that Lenny Kravitz. There you go.
Hey, you know what, man?
I saw Spies Like Us a couple months ago.
The hat has stories. No, we're excited to be here. We're excited to open. We're excited to see friends, and it was a bonus when you start doing things and try to figure out what's going on, and all of a sudden there's all these people smiling at you that have missed you through the quarantine and through everything,
Oh.
and to see them start to come in here and like the hearts and the love and the people who came in to help build this place. We can't think there's 20 people who are just here daily grinding with us because they love us, and we couldn't have done it without them. We had a GoFundMe. Like when both of us opened our bars, there wasn't a such thing as GoFundMe. There was barely such a thing. Facebook was brand new, I feel like,
Yeah.
when we started doing this. So to have like the community that we've served and taken care of to come in here and hook up lights and do electrical and come paint and do art and spend their time with us kind of for free or while we're begging, borrowing, stealing, and serving them Jaeger bombs and
Yeah.
and whatnot. To have that, like, be like,
I paid a lot of people with beer and Jaeger in the past.
That's
couple
what
months.
I did an art show at the Zodiac with I'm No Rotter,
sure.
and I had like stayed up and I made all these prints for that show, and I sold a good chunk of them, and it was weird because I was like, I went to the Triple Nickel the night after and played a show, like a musical show, and I was like, should I take that art with me? I was like, yeah, I'll just take it with me and I'll see if I can sell it. And then like I sold half of it at the Zodiac, and I sold the other half at the Triple Nickel. Like, you know, I guess I just wanted to comment on kind of what you were talking about is just like the people and the support, and I think we all miss that, and I think it's good to step back and kind of reinvent ourselves like you guys have here, because going downstairs into the
Fritzy's
Fritzy's speakeasy.
or Fritty's.
If you don't smell so hot.
Yeah.
I made a stamp and I misspelled it. I got it. I was so happy, and I'm all Fritty's.
Oh.
God damn it!
Like Robbie's trying to say too, and
It's
like
beautiful.
having friends and close people, loyalty in this Olympic city, 719 for life. It shows like, yeah, locals tend to want to stay local, and we've been driving through, man, and
Absolutely.
I'm excited to come here on a full night and definitely enjoy myself. And food-wise, I was gonna ask as well.
food
You guys do
wise,
food
yeah, tell us
here?
about
I
the
mean,
food.
let's hear some foodage.
So that's one of the cool things that we did here is have a kitchen, and that we could stay open if the government decides to try to shut people down or limit what can be open. And we're excited to have food because it's the sustenance of all life. So we had a friend recommend some other friends of theirs with a food truck that had been going for years. I don't know how many years they've been in business, but we could work as our commissary and they could feed 1 year?
Yeah.
Ah.
He had his 1 year anniversary.
Oh, I didn't know that. You have the info. 1 year, but they've got their menu tightened down. They're fantastic people with a delicious menu, and I could come and eat here for fun all the time, and they do great stuff. So it's Munchies 719 is their food truck. It's Munchies food here, from chicken and waffles and breakfast food to the new pizza oven, which the pizza menu will come out next week. And tacos, white boy tacos, vegan tacos, blueberry waffles,
Oh.
Nachos, the
chicken
best artichoke
nachos.
spinach dip I've ever had in my life.
Very good.
I saw a picture of the
Cubana press
nachos.
sandwiches.
Cubana.
It's
Panini.
awesome.
So you got fire on top of entertainment, and a labyrinth of joy.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Can I steal
Say
that?
sweet.
It's a
Yes, you can.
labyrinth. Yeah, it is. That's what he
You're
was
welcome.
saying earlier. It's a labyrinth down here.
It's a
But
labyrinth
it's
of
beautiful.
joy.
Believe it.
This cat.
Hey, I was gonna say too, I dig your commercial. I heard a band I love very much on there by the name of Thin Lizzy. Dig that shit, man. Yeah, man.
But are you just winning points now?
Oh yeah, man. It's just,
Dude,
it's just,
I
you know,
think you
this
just got
place-
yourself like 2 free shots by
I know.
saying that.
I know.
Oh, believe it. Yeah. Well, yeah, man. We're glad to be here. I dig your jacket too, Robbie.
Oh, dude, I was borrowing this from the bro.
That's right. Man.
Get it.
Chicago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Get yourself one too.
My glass disappeared.
If you have the
I
mind
think
to.
oh. Beer?
Yeah.
What?
It
And
was
what-
here, right?
And one more Coors.
What?
One more Coors draft.
So Coors?
One more Coors draft. Whiskey?
That's just
I'll take any whiskey, whichever. Preferably a Maker's.
Make us.
Oh, I was gonna say we had some interesting things up there. I can't-
Jameson's fine. I'll drink Redbreast. You ever had that? That is some quality whiskey right there, truly.
Oh.
Redbreast.
Ooh.
Some fire.
Do you guys
I've
plan
dated a
on?
few redheads.
Hey,
Do you guys plan on doing the flea markets like you
I'm
were
trying
doing
so
at the
hard to
Zodiac?
not.
That was
I-
so amazing.
I think we'd like to keep up with
Can I get
a
one
lot of the
shot of
events
the
now.
Jameson?
We have to have lend ourselves to how the things are set up and what's going on. That might be a fun summer thing to do out in the parking lot or whatnot.
What?
To do the flea markets and
The
stuff.
flea markets.
But we would absolutely love to. You know, we've had some wonderful vendors that we've always, and just what you were talking about with the art shows, we've always taken pride in supporting the artists and not trying to like charge them overhead where you can show off your stuff and do things. It's kind of a DIY. We are DIY. You know, one of our friends had a DIY event center and they got a lot of help doing things, but you know, when you're running books and doing things in your DIY, you're still a business.
Yeah.
And we tried to support other people trying to get a leg up and learning things and being creative.
Yeah.
Sharing that, making money
me
doing
grab
your
some
art.
more.
It might not be everything, you know, you might not be the rock star, but you're getting your worth and your entertainment and your friends, and you're getting to do your creation and you get to see it.
And it's,
You know?
yeah, it's so amazing to just be able to like walk around and just see like, you know, even art mediums that you wouldn't even think of, you know, and like
Yeah.
these sculptures and these different types of jewelry and wow.
Don't give away the treasure yet.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Hit the button.
You don't want me
Joe,
to
hit the button.
You want to-
Beep, beep, beep.
You're hitting the button.
Yeah.
Hitting the
What button?
We have a button. We're gonna get it.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
It's
Which
the,
button?
the beep button.
So I had a question
I
for
thought I
JJ, if that's okay. Or
Is it a nobody's question? Because they
It
said
is.
hit the button.
oh damn, he's hitting the
How
button.
many
on the
nobodies do you know?
If he's hitting the button, we gotta go for a minute.
Hey,
He's hitting the button. Maybe we got a commercial time. How about we throw up our black screen of Scoet and say thank you to our friend Scoet Glass.
Squeak Glass, one of our other sponsors of
We can do
greatness.
that.
Yeah, he blows some of the finest pieces.
He does. He'll blow your mind.
So wait, does Squeak really blows? Is that
Well,
what you just
Squeak-
told us?
Do you want
Well,
to see
he
a Squeak
sucks.
Glass before we go to our sponsors?
Squeak,
Squeak
you
sucks.
blow so other people can suck.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I love it.
We got a Squeak Glass to feature on this beautiful show
He's
here.
gonna ask a nobody's question.
Slide it down there. Like, what was
He
that show?
blows the
Who
best.
remembers that?
Who
that
blows
video
the
game,
best
that video
in the
console?
nobodies?
What was that?
I'd like to
You're
know.
not gonna say it's JJ.
It's
Nobody
fucking
says
Randy.
Randy.
It's always Randy.
I could
Whether it's
see
a good
that.
thing or a bad thing, that guy fucking blows.
That scratchy beard of his looks like it might
Are we
add some
featuring?
extra
squeaking.
goodness.
A good friend of ours.
Yeah.
We've known a long
Yeah,
time
he,
by the name of
he
Shane.
blows-
If the bar wasn't open,
Exactly.
you guys might
We
be
can't
able to light
smoke
that
or
up, but yeah,
partake right
it's,
now.
it is not allowed.
But
with
you can have your own
alcohol.
Squeak Glass blown products right there, featured by.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. All I can say. Look at that. Does pendants as well as shake and rattle too. It's wicked. We're supposed to go
time I
to
did-
Florida.
Are you doing drugs?
Yeah, who knows?
I'm not.
But it's pretty neat. And we've
been
known
years.
Shims for a long
Yeah.
time.
He does sculptures.
The stuff in that stinks.
Does it?
Yeah,
It's marijuana.
It's definitely
Yeah, it smells.
art
Dude, you
with
know what?
glass.
It does stink.
That makes a lot of.
You can stand that up too. Stand it up.
Yeah, look. It might look like it won't stand, but boom.
Marijuana
Oh, yeah.
apparatuses.
Yeah, and you can put weed in there.
I've had
A lot of
underleaf.
pendants. a
That's
lot,
from my
like,
growers.
He's
up and
done
down.
glasses.
It's like we have 19th in the Cannabis Cup worldwide.
It looks like you have
different kinds
infections.
of sculptures.
Thank you, Christopher
Looks like a big
Keller.
infection.
Super cool.
Oh yeah, it is. It's cool. It's a tumbler, man. It's like 30% THC.
I'm pretty green.
He's pretty green, bro.
I don't.
All right. Can we go back from the? Have we been back
Can't
off
wait
the
to
black
hear
Are
this
we
screen?
back?
question you
Are
have
we on
with
commercial?
JJ.
Are we?
Oh wait, no, we're
You're good.
All right. So, like, being in the nobodies and being associated with bands like the Queers and Guttermouth and like a bunch of just amazing '90s punk, and also becoming like the proprietor of one of the staples of just the punk metal local scene music in general. Like, was that intent? Like, was it just? Did you ever sit down and be like, this is what I want to do with my life? Or were you just like, fucking, oh shit, look at what happened?
No, this definitely was not planned. I never looked at it
Who's
like
planning
I want to
stuff?
plan to be this. No, that never happened.
That's a lot of money
No,
right there that he's pointing
I
at.
just I don't know, just like right out of high school and playing in little shitty punk rock bands, and we just found our niche, and we got really lucky, to be honest with you, and just got signed, and I was able to do that forever. And then I got married, started having kids, and just realized I couldn't. I still did it. I still do it, but not at the extent I did. I was gone for 9 months out of the year, and then all through my 20s. But then I couldn't do that anymore. And right after I got married, I realized like what am I gonna do? Like, there's not a big market for a punk rock bass player, to make money out there. Like, so I'd never bartended before. I'd never done anything, and I just was like, it's all I knew. Like, I've 10 years I traveled around in a van, playing in bars, playing in little clubs, and I'm like, I want to open a bar. Like, why not?
Why can't I have that
And I think
spot too?
I think I wanted to just build the bar, just to say I did it more than run it. But I literally just, it was on a whim. I'm like,
That's so cool.
let me try this, and then had to work out a lot of the kinks of, we did shows. When you're in a band for years and then you deal with bands, you realize you might not be, you're not cut out to dealing with bands. So I'd have to have other people do, like, I don't know.
And that's what's hard about going on tour and playing local shows is like a lot of these bands will show up and expect to be this huge venue and have money handed over like crazy, and it can be sometimes really hard. It's not getting paid or touring so much that shows are just relentlessly just unforgiving, and you're tired, and like it can be a hard thing to do.
Absolutely, but if you just run a good, honest, like we've always been, like, we are what we are. Not a big club, not this and that, but it's like we give 100% of the money to the band. We, the equipment, we don't. It's not like a junior high sound system. It's always good.
Yeah.
And always supporting them. But like you said, on the other spectrum of doing it for years, I mean, there was times when I was doing sound at my own club, and there'd be some band like their second show, and the bass player's like, I need more bass in my monitor. I'm like,
Just tearing it to
dude,
pieces.
are you kidding me? You're standing in front of a bass amp. Like, you don't need it. And like to where I had to back away, like, and not want to say, like, dude, you have no idea. Like, this is your third show ever, and you're fucking giving me shit
Oh
because
my
you can't
God.
hear something. I'm like, so,
Third show, and you've been playing here 3 times. I know it's
yeah,
your third
dude,
show.
you're a 22-year-old kid with a fucking Ampeg refrigerator behind you, and you want bass in your monitor. You're playing in a 50-person club. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like.
I remember getting paid out from both venues, and like getting money and being like, "The fuck is this for?" Because any other place that I had been to, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like, "Here, for your services rendered." Like,
I felt like
what
a
the
rock
fuck?
star.
Yeah, exactly. And even if it's because you can't expect much. Even if you're a new band and you got like 3 people that show up, you got. What? And they still give you like $20? That's a fucking. That's.
I think both of our
Fuck it,
places
dude.
had worked hard to make sure that you
Yeah.
kind of got what you drew, and if you were a self-promoter, and if you did anything like
Like
if you had your mom and your girlfriend at your show, and you got $10 at the end,
That's
like, sorry, but you also
you're
had
still-
if you went and flyered yourself downtown, and we'd even we'd make posters for people, we'd print things like,
Yep,
but
yep,
please
I've
go,
seen
like
it.
the sky could be the limit. We've also,
Exactly.
it's fun when you're like, here's $800 you just
Yep.
earned because you did it, and whether your people just came and had fun and supported you because they love you, or because you were awesome and started to snowball in the scene and do great things and have other bands support you and cross promote. We've tried to create the platform for you to go as far as you fucking could in performing downtown in your town.
Yeah.
And
That
supporting
was
whatever
the-
Denver bands and other people.
That was the coolest part too. Is be like, dude, I'm playing downtown. You live out in Falcon or Stetson Hills or something. You're like, yo, I'm playing downtown, no big deal. Zodiac, and then you get and yeah, you got the 5 friends that show up, and then guess what?
Sometimes with
$20,
girlfriends-
we can go get some beers. No big
And then
deal.
there's 20 regulars and
Yeah.
a few other things.
And then you get that good promoted show that you've been established for a while, and yeah, you do get paid out, and it's just like, what happened? Like, where's this from? Like, I did something. It's such a good feeling, and it was something that I hadn't felt until visiting both of those, both of your establishments.
Yeah.
Like you get paid for this. I mean, even if it's $10, and yeah, only Joe's there because probably Joe was fucking there, you know.
Yeah, I was there.
Smoker Joe smoking them in the back.
if
I
you
was there
run,
a lot.
if
I
you
was there
run
a
a
lot.
I'm
good,
thinking like you're never gonna only make $10. Bro.
Never,
I think
never.
you're always gonna have more,
No,
and,
you will.
and maybe a couple drinks, and have your art form come to life,
That was
and produce it, and see fantastic regulars, and maybe smoke with them on a patio, and see some friends that buy you a drink,
Yep.
and be engulfed in it, and be supported for what you do, and other people who bond with your music or your art.
Yeah, I think the most I've been paid from any venue, you guys were the top 3. It was like Zodiac, Triple Nickel, and the Black Sheep, and it was all over $100. And I was just like, wow.
well, hold on, wait a minute. Is there another venue in Colorado Springs besides that 3?
There's a couple.
let me
Top
tell you
3
about
out of
Lola
3.
Bells. No.
There's
But
a,
we do feel, and we feel a good bond with the Black Sheep too. Like the Black Sheep is family to us in so many ways.
Absolutely.
Like we've spent our time performing
Yeah.
at Black Sheep with burlesque or with punk rock, and they've, you know, they'll throw us shows when they're like, hey, we don't have room for this, or it's small. This isn't what we're
Yep.
doing. Can you guys host this event? So we've all kind of been family with the Black Sheep too. They're our
And another
people.
thing about like having a smaller club, like you run an honest, rad club. Like just, I mean, everybody knows. Like we've all been to bars and douchebags and
Oh.
shitty bar owners, and you know,
Scared to take this.
taking 20% up from the door, whatever. You run a good, honest, like bar, and people want to come. People want to come, but like
Yeah.
my little fucking bar has had, you know, local bands, you know, popular local bands, packed houses and stuff. But I mean, I've had the Super Suckers, I've had fucking Angry Samoans.
Yeah.
You know, we had Guttermouth, where even though it's tiny, if you're rad,
I wanted
and you're
one
just
of-
an awesome, like, just it's a good time. They want to be there. People want to be a part of it.
You guys did
You
that
know?
special event with Guttermouth, and I wanted one of those tickets so fucking bad, dude.
The little
Just-
printed out wood ones that they, yeah, I got one.
And
Like-
that's what I'm saying. Guttermouth could play.
Son of a
They
bee.
played Denver the night before, and I've known those dudes forever. That's not. But it's like,
And- oh
they
my
like
God, that
when
must
they had a
be
day off,
amazing.
they come and they have a drink, and if it's a rad place, they'll come play for
I saw
75
Guttermouth.
people. You know,
The
like,
Olympic
and it's
City,
it's
guys.
just
it's growing enough to where you're going to see bands like maybe even Lenny Kravitz.
That Guttermouth event. I wish I was there, man.
Serious.
I wish I would have went to that one.
But it is. The city has grown so much, and I have to say I love this place, and seeing it. Even our art museum that's being built here even shows you that we are an artsy fartsy city.
I think it
So
is
come and see
exciting to see what happens. I've felt a little kinship with the movie Dark City while we've been in COVID land. Like you
Yeah,
go to sleep
almost.
at night and you come out and there's a whole new building built. Or every time you come out, like you're at home for 2 weeks and then something else has been bulldozed and something new is coming up. And I think there's going to be more new and beautiful places. And I
do
can't
too.
wait for us to have everything on point to supply, like you said, the darker side of what everybody's interested in, and being professional enough to make it not quite mainstream, but easily digestible for people who are interested in going outside of their little Applebee's home or something, to come
Yeah.
out and want some art and want some music and to feel
that's-
comfortable enough here because we are great at what we've done for
people-
years and years and
people live
years.
in Applebee's.
Yeah, we like Applebee's. But Lily
I love
Munster, we got to
Applebee's.
thank Lily Munster for bringing it to the limelight. Of, it's okay to be a little spooky or come
Hell
to a burlesque
yeah.
show and see some nice females,
This
or
is the
have a
home
nice
of
dinner,
Elvira.
or have a karaoke
what?
with a
This
kid.
is the
laugh,
home
you
of
know?
Elvira. She's right up there on the wall.
Elvira
Signed-
is the queen.
signed
She
to
lives
Zodiac.
here. She
What?
was a
Signed to
club-
Zodiac?
Right on the
Palmer
other
High
side of those
School
three nickel things
students.
up
I
there.
don't know. I think her home is still
I-
up, down on
gonna have to go look at that.
Tejon. I don't think they knocked it down.
Elvira forever.
I'll
Yeah.
never forever believe that. We
That's
want to get
all
her out here.
She's releasing a book soon. I
Yeah.
think.
She can release whatever she
damn it.
wants.
She's a redhead too.
I should have learned to read.
Oh,
Look at her. We love you, Elvira, very much. Very much so. We're trying to get a cardboard
from-
cutout of her. I do. I admire her from
that's
since a kid.
from Elvira.
I once
We
stole
love you,
this.
Elvira.
He's-
Nice.
He did steal it. And she's a wonderful person.
We've been hoping to get her on the show, and
She is.
all of a sudden,
she's super.
If we
she's
could
awesome.
get her on this show, that is like our that's
one of our goals. We
That's
wanna
us
take her to,
shooting
like,
for
a
the
home
moon.
One of my
location.
goals I didn't make happen at Zodiac is I wanted to rename Pueblo Avenue Elvira Avenue, and I had the paperwork, and all I needed was like
What?
600 signatures, and I never made it happen.
what?
I regret it. That's
There's
one
an
of my
Irishman around here
only
that could have got enough
5 regrets of my
stories
life.
around to sign something.
Yours Truly. I think her book is called Yours Truly or something like that.
I got my shillelagh. Don't let me get it out.
That's so amazing. Yeah, that's us shooting for the moon. Elvira.
I would say
Hopefully
Elvira
we'll have her
is
on
the
Late Night with
queen
Lefty one
of
day.
cheese horror. I love it. It's
The
just one of
B
the movies I've
the
seen
B movies.
because of her. That I
Speaking of movies-
street trash. Amazing.
Speaking of those B movies, I saw that Godzilla downstairs.
Yeah.
That it's coming along. I know it's a work in progress, but I hope I didn't give away anything.
No, that's fine. It's fantastic.
I
I
heard
mean,
Godzilla fan. Right?
It's
we're gonna have some pop
That
culture.
that gentleman
Shin
behind the bar
Godzilla?
is
Shin-
the one
He's the one
painting
painting
it.
it.
Dozo atorimasu.
Thank you,
Shin
Godzilla.
thank you for
Thank
the
you, Chris
Godzilla.
Keller.
Atorimasu.
Beautiful
Christopher
work.
Dozo.
Keller, yeah.
Christopher Geller, the artist. We'll bring
So licensed clown and bartender.
Where you going?
Brian Ostro's trying to leave.
No,
Brian-
you're
Brian
not
Ostro's
leaving.
leaving.
Come up here.
Sit
with
your
us.
ass-
say
yeah.
Come up here and just join us. Come on.
Here, wear the hat.
Tough.
Why not?
Do you have your
You
shots?
work here,
Do
you
have
book
another
shows.
Come up
shot?
and they're gonna do a stop, still singing,
on,
and we'll
come
like
on
go to
up.
Go
montage.
grab
of
your
you.
last
I
shoot
tried
beer.
to get you to be me for this whole thing, and
This
you wouldn't
is-
do it. And now you're gonna be
Oh, you're gonna
her.
go my
Brian
way.
Ostro Kravitz.
No, you're not getting out of this. I'm going home.
She's leaving.
Hey,
You guys are
montage.
cute together.
Yeah.
Boom. You
Thank
see, I'll
you so
cut there and
much
I'll go
for
right to his interview.
being a
Just
part of
live.
this.
So,
much
like,
fun.
I really like Bauhaus.
Nice.
Yeah.
You look it.
All right.
You look like you eat a house.
Eat a house. Wow.
Brian.
Rude.
Sorry.
JJ Gruder, fat shamer. Not cool.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
fat.
that's right.
I am fat.
We
Are you a
about
fat
to
guy?
say-
I'm not
coat?
shaming anything. I'm acknowledging.
That's right.
We eating good around here,
What are you
right?
drinking on
We
tonight?
eating good.
It's because of munchies.
Some beers?
We were all
Some
skinny
beers?
before we opened
So-
up with munchies.
And I'm starving.
Yeah.
I've been so down. I'm cranking that
We
pizza
gotta do
oven
a
up.
shot before you leave.
All right. I'm down.
How about a shot?
Hey,
a shot.
I got a
good-
shot here. I'm
good night
scared to
shot?
take, bro. I don't drink, guys. I'm gonna puke.
Good night shot, and then we'll call
A
it.
nightcap?
We'll call it a show. We're gonna come with you later with Brian Ostro, 908 Night of the Living Shred, owner and proprietor, also co-owner and proprietor of the What's Left Records, etc. Fucking etc. Dude, this
Move
guy
over, nerd. It's my show now.
runs the gambit. He fucking writes for the
I'm an
local
investor.
independent. I mean, Jesus, this guy is a fucking.
He's not Jesus, but he's close.
He's close. He's seen Jesus.
Oh, yes. His name is Sean Hossie.
He can walk on. I
We're gonna be
heard.
getting Ostro back on the
I
show
heard
here
that
doing
he
some
can walk
craziness. So
on
much.
Kentucky Deluxe. So watch the fuck out.
You know
We've
it.
seen some turkey take out
It's
some
just
people.
because I have space bags taped to my feet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Who remembers the
my
moose on
gosh.
that one party weekend? I mean, it was like a party bender, and he was trench coated.
Marty Moose?
My friend Moose. I mean, he was a Marty Moose.
Wally World.
Well, yeah, Wally World. Shit.
I've seen
Chevy
it.
Chase, bro.
Wally World.
All right, are we
Chevy.
still going? Are we done?
What is that?
I'm now sitting here by myself with this hat. Oh shit.
Is that one for me?
I got to get my Durango 95 and scream horror show all the way home there.
You're gonna little bit of ultra violence
Little
tonight.
ultra violence tonight there.
All right. Well,
Little
thank you
nightcap.
so much, Gentle Fritz, JJ Nobody / Gruger, Brian Ostro, and
Christopher Keller.
Christopher Keller.
Yeah, go Keller back there.
Hopefully we'll bring you some more art from Christopher Keller soon. Thank you so much for being
Sarate.
here. Late Night with Lefty. Peace out.
Peace.
God bless.
Punch.